Imagine sitting in a brightly lit university classroom. You are participating in what you believe is a simple visual perception test. A researcher holds up two cards. On the left is a single vertical line. On the right are three lines of varying lengths, labeled A, B, and C. Your task is ridiculously easy. Identify which of the three lines matches the single line on the left. Looking closely, it is unmistakably line C. It is obvious. A child could see it. But as the researcher goes around the room asking each participant for their answer, something terrifying happens. The first person confidently announces that line A is the match. The second person agrees, line A. The third, fourth, and fifth people all say line A without hesitation. Now, all eyes turn to you. You know with absolute certainty that line C is correct. Do you trust your own eyes, or do you bend to the consensus of the group? This chilling dilemma was not a hypothetical thought experiment, it was the reality for hundreds of college students who participated in one of the most famous psychological studies in human history. Conducted in the early 1950s by Polish-American psychologist Solomon Asch at Swarthmore College in Pennsylvania, the experiment sought to answer a deeply unsettling question that haunted the post-World War II world. In the wake of global devastation, totalitarian regimes, and the horrifying atrocities committed during the Holocaust, scientists and thinkers desperately wanted to understand how ordinary, educated human beings could be led to accept blatant lies and commit unspeakable acts. Before Asch, social psychologists like Muzafer Sharif had demonstrated that people would conform in ambiguous situations, such as estimating the movement of an uncertain point of light in a dark room. Sharif's work showed that when humans are confused, they look to others for guidance. But Solomon Asch believed that human beings were stronger and more rational than that. He hypothesized that if the truth was completely obvious and unambiguous, people would stand firm in their convictions regardless of what the crowd said. Asch set out to prove that individual judgment could withstand social pressure. What he actually discovered, however, shocked even himself and permanently altered our understanding of human nature. In 1951, Solomon Asch published the first results of his groundbreaking study. The setup was brilliantly deceptive in its simplicity. A male student arrived at a designated room at Swarthmore College expecting to take part in a visual judgment study. What the participant did not know was that the 7 other men sitting around the table were not fellow subjects at all. They were Confederates, paid actors working directly for Asch and trained to follow a strict script. The real test subject was always positioned near the end of the line, usually answering 7th out of 8, so that he would be forced to hear almost the entire group's responses before giving his own. During the first few trials, everything ran smoothly. The actors gave the correct, obvious answers, establishing a relaxed atmosphere of complete agreement. The real subject felt comfortable and confident. But then came the crucial moment. On the third trial, Asch displayed 2 new cards. The correct answer was clearly line C. But starting from the first actor on the left, each person calmly and confidently declared that line A was the match. As the wrong answers rolled down the line, Asch observed the real subject closely. The psychological torment was immediate and visible. Subjects began to fidget in their chairs. They rubbed their eyes, leaned forward to stare closer at the cards, bit their nails, and cleared their throats. Sweat broke out on their foreheads. They experienced a sudden, intense crisis of cognitive dissonance. Their eyes told them one thing, while 7 confident voices insisted on another. When their turn finally came, many subjects paused, swallowed hard, and abandoned their own truth, meekly declaring that line A was the match. Asch repeated this procedure over dozens of trials with 123 male subjects across multiple universities. The Confederates gave unanimous wrong answers on 12 out of the 18 total trials. The results were staggering. In a control group where individuals took the vision test alone without any actors present, participants gave correct answers more than 99% of the time. But when subjected to peer pressure, a shocking 75% of participants conformed to the group's incorrect answer at least once. Overall, participants conformed to the incorrect majority answer approximately 37% of the time across all critical trials. Why did so many intelligent, healthy young adults knowingly deny the evidence of their own senses? When Asch interviewed his subjects after the experiment, Their candid answers revealed two distinct psychological mechanisms at play, which social psychologists now categorize as informational social influence and normative social influence. Informational social influence occurs when a person genuinely believes that the group possesses better or more accurate information than they do. Some of Asch's subjects admitted that after hearing 6 people give the same answer, they genuinely began to suspect that their own vision was failing, that the lighting in the room was distorted, or that they were misinterpreting the instructions. They conformed because they thought the group was right. Normative social influence, on the other hand, occurs when a person knows the group is wrong, but conforms anyway out of a deep-seated fear of ridicule, rejection, or simply standing out. Many subjects confessed to Asch that they saw the correct line clearly, but simply could not bear the intense emotional discomfort of being the sole dissenter in a room full of strangers. Decades later, modern neuroscientists used functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, to peer inside the brains of people undergoing similar conformity tests. A landmark 2005 study led by Gregory Burns at Emory University revealed that when people yielded to group pressure, the visual spatial processing areas of their visual cortex were active, suggesting that group opinion can literally alter how our brains perceive physical reality. Furthermore, when subjects chose to resist the group and speak the truth, fMRI scans showed heightened activity in the amygdala, the region of the brain responsible for processing fear, social anxiety, and emotional pain. Standing up against the crowd literally triggers a threat response in the human brain. Crucially, Asch also tested key variations to see what could break the spell of conformity. He found that group size mattered, but only up to a point. Conformity spiked dramatically when the group of Confederates grew from 1 to 3, but adding 4, 5, or 8 more actors made little additional difference. More importantly, Asch discovered the incredible power of a single ally. When Asch instructed just one of his actors to break rank and give the correct answer, or even a different wrong answer, the conformity of the real subject plummeted from 37% to under 5%. Having even one person share in dissent completely shattered the illusion of consensus and liberated the individual to speak the truth. Today, Solomon Asch's findings remain one of the most critical warnings in social psychology. His research proves that human beings possess a profound, hardwired desire to belong, often at the expense of truth, logic, and self-evident reality. This fundamental flaw in human cognition explains far more than simple line-matching tests. It sheds light on how corporate boardrooms suffer catastrophic failures due to groupthink, how echo chambers thrive in politics, and how social media algorithms create artificial majorities that force millions of users to suppress their true opinions. While Asch originally hoped to prove human independence, his ultimate legacy was showing us just how fragile that independence really is. Yet, contained within his findings is a powerful message of hope. The fact that a single dissenter can reduce group conformity by 90% proves that courage is infectious. You do not need to persuade an entire crowd to break a dangerous consensus, you simply need to be the first voice willing to say that the crowd is wrong. In a world increasingly driven by viral trends and mass hysteria, remembering the Asch conformity experiment is a necessary reminder that truth is not decided by vote count. Would you have conformed, or would you have stood your ground? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this dive into human psychology fascinating, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the science of human behavior. Thanks for watching.